Malolele ko hoku ingoa ko Sisifolau Vaitaiki. Ko lele mai me la paha ma kolonga. I go to Hastings Girls High School. I am year 12 and I'm a third generation Tongan here in Hawke's Bay. I've only gone to Tonga a few times only because the struggles of money and all that. It was a good experience. I liked being back home, like in the motherland, going to see family members that I haven't seen for a while. The language barrier was really a big struggle for me because growing up here, we don't really often use the Tongan language, only at home. So it's a really big struggle with the language barrier there because sometimes I sort of remix the language, use some English and Tongan just to try and have a normal conversation with my other family. It makes me feel a bit left out in a way, trying to communicate with like other people there compared to other teenagers who grew up there knowing the language. It sort of like put me in an odd position because I felt like a foreigner. Being in Hawke's Bay and like Tongan, I didn't really feel much of an outsider because English was my first language and Tongan's my second. Being here and knowing that like I'm Tongan and there's not much people here or there's not much of my culture up here, it sort of like gave me the spotlight to be able to share my culture and my knowledge of what I know to other people. Most of my family that came from Tonga, they all live here or close around here. So just having that sense of connection with our family and the support that we have in the community really helps like ground us and ground me in a way, knowing that I'm not the only one here and having that support whenever I go and do big dances at schools. When I have fear nights, my family will always show up for me whenever I need. For me, growing up, I've been dancing since I was about starting primary. Since I didn't really have a good connection with the language, I would always love to do a tālunga or a mā ulu ulu. That would always help bring in a positive sort of vibe for me, knowing that like, yeah, I don't know the language, but just knowing that I can dance while understanding some of the words in the tālunga or the mā ulu ulu, it sort of gives me a better connection with home and it would always help sort of ground me in a way. I feel like people around Hawke's Bay, New Zealand basically, they think of like Tongans or Samoans, any cultural person, they think we work just in the orchards, like in the backbone of Hawke's Bay, so we mainly just stay there. And it really puts me down sometimes because growing up when people would talk about their parents being in like the office or being police officers, doctors, nurses, all that, and they would ask me, oh, what do your parents do? Sometimes I would feel a little like shy or embarrassed to admit what my parents did. But then growing up now, I would realize that working in the orchards was one of the main things that kept food on the table, kept the roof over our heads. At the moment, my parents have bought their first house, so all that savings and working in the orchards that my mum and dad did back in the days was put to really good use, because now me and my siblings have a place financially stable enough to call home. Now that we're older and us grandkids know the struggles our parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, all of what they've been through, their struggles, now we know what we have to do in this generation to be able to help support them. My grandparents and parents have been working here ever since they got here. In the cold weather, rainy weather, they'd always get up, get ready for work, and then they're off till it's like really pitch black outside. In a way, it helps like lift me up to be able to do my best in school, to be able to support my family later on in the future. Sometimes I do wish I was brought up there in the islands to be able to have a better understanding of Tongan values, traditions and whatnot. But knowing the struggles my family had to go through to be able to bring their families here and to provide a better life for us here, it sort of changed my mind in a way, because we have better opportunities here than what we would have back in the islands. Just getting that support from other people that we wouldn't normally get in the islands. And yeah.